Hey, what's up guys? Nicholas Davenport, aka Mr. Mental Muscle, and today we're here at Pit Fit Training. Now we're here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I just got to try this simulator. It's a race simulator. I got to drive an F1 car, I got to drive a Ferrari, all different types of things on some crazy tracks that are actually real tracks in real life. And the point of these tasks for them, they do a lot of things here, by the way. Jim Leo, the owner, the president of Pit Fit Training, he was gracious enough to let me come through. I've been here before, but I didn't get to meet him formally until today. But basically, he put me through some of these stressful training protocols with the simulator. But what I took away from it wasn't just like how hard racing really is, moving, hitting the brakes, hitting curves, being able to speed up, decelerate, accelerate. A lot goes into it. But now it makes you think like things of stepping out of your comfort zone, because I've never raced. Shoot, people made fun of me growing up as a grandma in high school because I drove slow. I'm very cautious for the most part when I drive, so it's definitely outside the box, and it just gives me credence to how well these guys have to operate going that fast, making quick split decisions. And this breaks into my background, not only in the mental health or psychology standpoint, but also the cognitive training, because a lot of processing going on, taking a lot of information, remembering the downshift, upshift, remembering the brake. Oh, you know this turn is coming. Do you remember how sharp it was? You might forget, and it's coming in real time. Even though it's a simulator, the peripheral speakers makes it seem that more realistic, because now you're thinking you're moving, spinning out of control. So it puts you in a lot of positions that aren't the best. Now, just like when you simulate things, you get better and better. It's the same thing with the stress response. So to get to my point, when you're in real life, whether it's racing or just every day, you want to be able to simulate the stresses the best way you can. And a lot of times when we want to get better at a task, whether it's taking a test, whether it's a sport, we do it in the best of situations. We do it comfortably. We do it to our strengths. We shy away from our weaknesses. So the point of all of this is try things that are in your wheelhouse. This was, no pun intended, definitely not in my wheelhouse, but it was fun. It made me think. It made me have to be like, wait, I have to learn the skill. I'm a beginner. So that's the first part, getting comfortable with the skill. There was one curve I did like 7 times in a row, and if I didn't pass it, I would restart just to get that one part, that first curve, because it was very sharp, almost like an acute angle. So once I got past that, then I said, okay, now I can go more full throttle, open up, and I got more comfortable. And it's just like your stresses. You adapt to it, get more comfortable with the stress, because you can't get rid of stress. I know I beat this into the ground, but you have to understand, it doesn't go anywhere. You just have to adapt and accommodate, but you only can do that by seeing it more and more. So you have to take that chance, do the things that are sometimes out of your control, things that might have a high failure rate, high risk rate, even sometimes a high risk, low reward, but obviously you want to do things that are high risk, high reward, because most things are never low risk, high reward. So you got to think about that. So getting better at things that you don't like to do, try doing things that you aren't that good at, because this has a higher chance of you not being comfortable. Because the whole thing is doing something out of your comfort zone isn't just saying, hey, I'm gonna walk an extra half a mile in my workout, or I'm gonna do a few more reps, or I'm going to study a little longer. It's literally doing the things that really make you feel like I'm gonna fall apart if I do this. Now, you gotta ease yourself into it, of course, but you have to build up to that point where it's like, you know what? This kind of scares me a little bit. Not scary in a way that you're afraid, but almost in a way that it's nervousness that makes you better, because you know, like, if I do this, I'm gonna get better at it, but it's gonna be challenging. I always talk about threats versus challenge. It's one of the biggest things I like to talk about and beat into your head, because that's literally what life is. You can perceive it as a threat or a challenge. If you have that pressure mindset, it means you see it like, yes, I get to do this. I want to overcome, versus like, oh my gosh, what is this? Let me back up a little bit. So you got to make sure that you perceive it in the first and foremost as something that is challenging that you can do, versus something that's threatening that you can't do. Now, this was a quick one. I'm still on the road. I might put out another one of these, but I just wanted to get something out today so you guys can check it out. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, get your mind right.